All today's breaking news. WMC Action News 5 at noon starts now.
Now at noon, the I-40 bridge that connects Tennessee and Arkansas will be closed for a little while longer. We'll tell you when you can expect the bridge to reopen. Plus, with the FDA approving Pfizer's vaccine for children as young as 12, Tennessee health officials say that they will wait to offer the vaccine to children. We'll explain why the wait and when your child could get vaccinated. And preparations for the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest are underway. We'll give you a sneak peek at one team's barbecue and changes on how you can get your tickets. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for WMC Action News 5 at noon. I'm Noah Sershin. Kim Clark has the afternoon off. We do want to let you know that we are streaming live right now on our website, WMCActionNews5.com, and all of our apps as the Arkansas Department of Transportation holds their press conference. Andrew Douglas is currently anchoring that from the digital desk. Now let's get to our top story. The I-40 bridge, also known as the Hernando De Soto bridge, will be closed for a little while longer. Now right now you're taking a live look at the view of the Hernando De Soto bridge, and still no one is able to travel on it. Within the past 2 hours, the Arkansas and Tennessee Department of Transportation gave updates on the I-40 bridge. TDOT officials said that an inspector discovered the fracture and immediately called 911. It is still unclear on when the bridge may reopen. RDOT is still in charge of inspections while TDOT is in charge of maintenance and repairs. Now stay with WMC Action News 5 for all of the latest developments on the I-40 bridge shutdown. We have multiple crews down there working to give you all of the latest tonight on WMC Action News 5 at 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. Well, something that we don't have today with the bridge shutdown is that it's not raining. Right now we have lower than average temperatures and the sun's out. First Alert meteorologist Spencer Denton is live from his house and has the latest in our first look at the forecast in this new newscast. Hey there, Spencer.
Oh yeah, fantastic afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, nothing on the radar. That sun actually came out pretty early this morning, so we've had a nice dose of it pretty much all day long. You can see a few high clouds in the distance from our Midtown High 5 camera looking off to the west, but really just a fabulous afternoon. 69 degrees right now in Memphis, 70 in Hernando, 70 Batesville, 70 Clarksdale. So some areas lucky enough to hit that 70 degree mark. We'll fall back down through the 60s and eventually into the 50s later this evening. So it will cool down, and some areas could wake up to the 40s tomorrow morning. I'll talk about how cool it's going to be and how long this dry weather is going to last, plus your first alert to when rain will arrive coming up.
Thanks, and now to a crime alert. One person is dead after an overnight shooting in Shelby Farms. Memphis police responded to the scene of Carriage Lane just after 1 this morning, where the victim was suffering a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Also in a crime alert, MPD is also searching for suspects in connection to a shooting on Winchester Road last night. Officers there also found a man suffering from a gunshot wound near the intersection of Winchester and South Germantown Road. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Officers say the suspects fled the scene in a white SUV. If you know anything about both of these incidents, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Bartlett police are searching for 2 people believed to have information regarding recent thefts and fraudulent use of credit cards. According to the police, a purse was stolen from the Quail Ridge Golf Course on May 7th. The cards were then used at the Wolf Chase Target and Best Buy to make purchases. On Wednesday, Bartlett police released photos of 2 individuals they say may know the identity of the 2 suspects responsible for the theft as they were seen with them. If you know who they are, call Bartlett police at 901-385-5555. A former Memphis police officer now faces criminal charges in connection with the 2019 arrest. Court records showed that William Skelton was indicted by a grand jury last November. He was arrested in December and remains free on bond as of this morning. Skelton was accused of handcuffing a man named Drew Thomas, then macing and leaving him in a squad car with the windows rolled up. Police body cameras captured the January 2019 incident that happened at a gas station a few miles from the airport. Take a listen to what former Officer Skelton said to Drew Thomas while in the squad car.
Kick my car again, I'm gonna foam you. You understand me? I will spray the you worthless piece of incestuous.
And what you are now looking at is when Drew Thomas asked to have the windows rolled down.
May you let the window down?
For you? Yeah. Hell no. Not after that. You gonna make me have to treat you like that after I tried to be good to you the first time, tried to take you somewhere to get you some help, then you gonna make me be You gonna ask me for a favor? I don't think so. You want me to roll the window down? I probably should. I phone with him.
MPD policy is that officers must take, quote, necessary steps in safeguarding the prisoner's personal safety once they have been sprayed, citing that fresh air and copious amounts of water to flush out the eyes. MPD said Skelton, as well as the other 2 officers at the gas station that night, were in the crisis intervention team. 2 officers received a 3-day suspensions for their actions that night. Skelton was charged with official oppression. He has another court date scheduled for May 19th. Attorneys for inmate Pervis Payne have filed a petition asking for the chance to present their client's intellectual disabilities in court. Now, the filing comes several weeks after Tennessee lawmakers passed legislation designed to prevent those with an intellectual disability from being executed. Advocates for the bill pointed to Payne, who was sentenced to death in the 1987 fatal stabbings of Sharice Christopher and her 2-year-old daughter. In 2002, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that executing a person with an intellectual disability is unconstitutional. But Tennessee's Supreme Court later determined that there is no procedure for death row inmates to reopen their cases to explore intellectual disability claims until now. According to the attorneys, Shelby County prosecutors and the Tennessee Supreme Court have acknowledged Payne's intellectual disability, with the court saying that they have, quote, no interest in executing anyone with such disability. Shelby County health officials are not giving any previews of the next health directive until it is released today, but all indications hint to new guidelines and business restrictions and mask mandates moving from mandatory to highly recommended. Be sure to stay with WMC Action News 5 and we will let you know when a new mandate will be released and what all is in it. Tennessee Health Agency says that the state will wait for recommendations from a federal vaccine advisory committee before administering the COVID-19 vaccine to 12 to 15-year-olds. Earlier this week, health officials recommended using the 2-dose vaccine in 12 to 15-year-old kids. The federal advisory panel is expected to meet Wednesday, meaning shots could be given to many of the nation's youth on Thursday. According to the CDC, at least 36.1% of Tennessee's population has received at least 1 dose. Roughly 28% of the population has been fully vaccinated. Governor Asa Hutchinson is signing the American Rescue Plan Steering Committee. The committee is tasked with overseeing the $5 billion allocated by the federal government for Arkansas to spend with help with pandemic relief. 14 people who are on the committee, with 8 cabinet officials and 3 members from the House and Senate. The state has until 2024 to spend the money. Happening now, it's an exciting day. After being canceled last year because of the pandemic, Memphis in May kicks off with the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest. Teams are over at Tomley Park to prepare for the next big event. Memphis team Pork Illustrated has been competing for 10 years. Normally 230 teams compete, but due to the pandemic, only 137 teams, a little more than half, are signed up this year. Now, if you are wanting to get your tickets, log on to our website, WMCActionNews5.com, since the tickets will not be sold at the gate. Judging for the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest will be on Saturday. Next at noon, Ms. Cheney has been removed from her role in the House. We have the latest from Washington. Plus, as a shortage of gas on the East Coast continues to worsen, more people are starting to panic buying on gas. We'll tell you the message the White House and local leaders have to consumers. And the border crisis is getting worse. A record number of unaccompanied migrants are crossing the Texas border, leaving children and infants to fend for themselves. Next, what is being done to curb the border crisis? And welcome back to WMC Action News 5 at noon. We're following some breaking news that's just into the newsroom. The Tennessee Department of Transportation has released photos of the structural crack found on the I-40 Hernando De Soto bridge. The crack was discovered during a routine inspection Tuesday, according to TDOT officials in the Arkansas Department of Transportation. Officials said that the crack is on the bottom side of the bridge truss in the middle of the bridge. It will remain shut down indefinitely. River traffic is also shut down until further notice.
This broadcast is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. You're watching WMC Action News 5 at noon.
House Republicans vote to remove Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney from her leadership role in the House. This comes after President Biden is trying to find common ground with the GOP on his infrastructure bill. Susan McGinnis has the latest from Washington.
We have had the conference meeting.
House Republicans ousted Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney from her top leadership position this morning in a voice vote with no roll call or secret ballot. The vote happening quickly and the push for a different direction in the works. The demotion is over Cheney's refusal to accept former President Trump's false claims about election fraud and his role in the January 6th Capitol insurrection.
She's been advocating that we can't go forward with him, and I'm saying you can't go forward without him.
Unfortunately, the big lie is spreading like a cancer among Republicans.
Cheney not going quietly.
The nation needs a party that is based upon fundamental principles of conservatism. And I am committed and dedicated to ensuring that that's how this party goes forward, and I plan to lead the fight to do that.
Some call Cheney's expulsion cancel culture.
If someone has something to say, they should feel okay to say it.
Others worry she's hurting the party's objective.
House members would like to have her use her time, energy, and effort as part of the leadership to focus more on the 2022 elections.
After the vote, the so-called Big Four congressional leaders head down Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House to meet with President Biden to discuss his $4 trillion spending plan, an administration seeking common ground with Republicans committed to blocking it. Susan McGinnis, NBC News, Washington.
Many gas stations on the East Coast are short on gas as the panic continues to grow nationwide. NBC's Tom Yamas reports.
The gas situation in cities like Charlotte is getting dire. 7 out of 10 gas stations right now, at least 7 out of 10, have no gas. This gas station behind me, this Costco station, has fuel, and that's why the lines are so long. But all around this area, we saw pumps with plastic bags over them because gas stations have run out of fuel. It's a similar story all across the Southeast because of what's happened with the Colonial Pipeline. The average gallon of gas right now hit $3. That's the highest it's been in 7 years. So there's a clear, serious situation on the ground in the Southeast United States. The White House and oil and gas experts are advising drivers not to hoard gas, not to panic. The problem is a lot of drivers we've spoken to say they have to head into work, they have long drives, and they don't want to take any chances. Reporting from Charlotte, Tom Yamas, NBC News.
Well, back here at home, Tennessee officials say that there's no need to worry about a shortage of gas. Governor Bill Lee's office released a statement saying, in part, quote, "We continue to monitor the situation for consumer impacts, but the industry here is experienced in disruptions and has not yet warranted an executive action," end quote. New numbers released overnight reveal the surge of illegal immigrants at the U.S. border is the highest in more than 20 years. There are signs that it could be leveling off as we see more heartbreaking images of migrants left alone by smugglers. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has the latest.
All alone along the Texas border, 5 undocumented girls from Honduras and Guatemala discovered by a Texas farmer who gave them water and food in the sweltering heat.
Just driving along, and all of a sudden, I see them there, right beside the bank here on the river. 5 little baby girls.
The youngest just 11 months old, the oldest 7 years. This morning, the Border Patrol says the children, who do not require medical attention, are in government custody.
They were out there in the dark all night, totally alone, no food, no water.
It's the latest heartbreaking reminder of the high stakes in this border surge. Last month, this 10-year-old Nicaraguan boy was found alone and crying. Another video showed smugglers dropping 2 toddlers from Ecuador over a 14-foot-high border fence. Overnight, Customs and Border Protection revealed that in April, federal agents encountered the most migrants in 21 years, more than 178,000. That topped March's total. The Biden administration's critics blame a change in policy that now allows unaccompanied children and some families to stay in the U.S. Still, in these most recent figures, the number of migrant children crossing the border without their parents fell by 12%. At the border, a staggering toll in more ways than one. The Border Patrol says this processing facility in Donna, Texas alone cost more than $19 million to operate just last month. But it's the human toll that may have the highest cost. For For Today, Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News.
So far, 20 governors, including Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves and Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, are a part of the letter sent to President Biden blaming his administration's border policy on causing issues at the U.S. border. Beautiful day outside today, and especially a great day to kick off the Memphis Barbecue Cooking Contest. First Light meteorologist Spencer Denton joins us back now and with a look at the forecast. And Spencer, how long can we keep up this nice weather?
Hey, good afternoon. It's a great afternoon. Maybe head outside to Overton Square and just eat lunch outside. Such a beautiful day. Little on the windy side, but the good news is that wind is going to die down later tonight. Nothing on Doppler radar, and we really don't have much in the way of cloud cover. We've got a few clouds off to the west, and those are going to continue to stream in off and on, so you might see a partly cloudy sky at times, but overall weather pattern looks very, very quiet. 12-hour wind forecast. Winds are going to go from, from about 10 to 20 to about 5 to 10 heading into tonight. So the winds are going to die down as we go into tonight. But today, temperatures topping out in the upper 60s to low 70s. Again, sun, a few clouds. Our average is 81, so well below average for this time of the year. But we're going to see that number go up over the coming days. 51 degrees heading into tonight. Some areas could drop into the 40s. Let's talk about what to expect. This is Futurecast, so as we go through the period this afternoon, again, temperatures ranging from 68 to 72. There's that little strip of cloud cover that might come into the picture, but mostly clear tonight, mostly sunny when you wake up tomorrow morning. There could be some areas in the 40s, so it could be a little on the chilly side. You might need that light jacket tomorrow morning. Then by the afternoon, upper 60s to low 70s. So again, very similar to today, maybe a couple of degrees warmer in some locations. The weekend forecast looks fantastic. We're talking about highs around 80 degrees, lows in the upper 40s and low 50s. There could be a little bit of humidity by Sunday, and our next rain chance comes in by early next week, so we're going to slowly increase those rain chances Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Of course, we'll keep you posted, as always, on the WMC weather app as we get closer to next week. It looks like it could be an off and on wet pattern with temperatures generally in the upper 60s and low 70s, and then near 80 as we go into Saturday and Sunday. And even next week with off and on rain chances, still temperatures could reach the mid to upper 70s. Lows at night will be quite warm in the 60s, and looks like we'll see again an off and on wet pattern, but no sign of severe weather for the next 7 days. So that is fantastic news as we head through the month of May. This is typically a pretty active month for us, so right now, it looks like severe clear.
Spencer, thanks. First, toilet paper shortages, then hand sanitizer shortages, that led to ketchup shortages, and then meat shortages, and now Chick-fil-A sauce shortages. We'll explain what Chick-fil-A is doing to keep up their popular sauces up for demand. And you have a chance to catch a Broadway show as the stage opens up again. It has some of the plays that will be performed on the Broadway stage. And Medicaid expansion that could provide thousands of Mississippians healthcare coverage they are currently unable to afford, but the governor and other state leaders say that they are not in favor of any form of expansion. We'll have the latest battle of the healthcare in Mississippi today on WMC Action News 5 at 3. Chick-fil-A will now limit the number of dipping sauces each customer receives due to an industry-wide shortage. The popular restaurant sent an email to customers explaining the new guidelines. Customers will now get 1 sauce per entree, 2 sauces per meal, and 3 sauces per 30-count nuggets. Chick-fil-A representatives said that they apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate customers for understanding the situation. Well, hopefully you're not throwing away your shot, because Broadway says that it's opening back up its theaters. You have the chance to see plays like Hamilton, Wicked, and The Lion King. Shows will begin September 14th. The theater will open at 100% capacity while following guidelines by the CDC in New York State. That means if you want to see a play, you will need face coverings. The productions there employ 100,000 workers. The time now is 12:27, and First Light meteorologist Spencer Denton has a final check of our forecast.
Hey, good afternoon. Still windy out there at times this afternoon, so keep that in mind, but at least the sun is shining. Temperatures 68 to 72. A little bit warmer tomorrow and even warmer on Friday with highs in the mid-70s. So ending the week much warmer than we began, and it looks like we'll see those temperatures near 80 for the weekend. Looks great heading into Saturday and Sunday.
Thanks, Spencer. Well, thank you for joining us for WMC Action News 5 at noon. Join us back here for WMC Action News 5 at 3, where Joyce Peterson and all of the evening and night side crew will have the latest developments on the I-40 bridge shutdown. We'll see you then. Have a great afternoon.
Stream WMC Action News 5 for free on WMCActionNews5.com, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV.